When you start a new project in Sonar X2, is this what you see? Template files make it easy to create new projects with certain predefined settings. To create a template file, create a new project, arrange the project settings exactly the way you want them, then save the project as a template file. This eliminates the engineering process accompanied with setup and leaves you to do what you do best: create music. To begin our project template, we're going to start with the normal template. We're going to simply name this project Creative Songwriting. Click OK, and now we're presented with a blank template in Sonar X2. Now what we need to do is think about the bare bone essentials when you start creating music. What do you want to have, rather than have to set up all these things? The first thing you might want to do is go to Preferences. This is where we will tailor our needs as we like them. For me, I like overwrite and record mode, not sound on sound. And I also like to have the metronome giving me a 4 count. So I'm going to click Apply and then Close. Now I need to think about the 4 main instruments that I'm going to need to tailor my needs: drums, bass, guitar, and vocals. So let's insert Session Drummer 3. Once I have this all set up, then I can make this into a track template. Track templates can be inserted into any project with all their predefined settings. So I'm just going to pick a basic kit here. I'm just going to go with the J-Sonar. Once the kit is loaded, I want to right-click on the bass drum to customize my sounds. Click on bass drum and scroll all the way down till you see the SFZ files. Remember, I'm tailoring this kit to my own needs and customizing it the way I like it. I think I'm going to choose the classic rock kit for a bass. I like that, so I'm going to go around the kit and just make sure I like the sounds. Now I need to go to the mixer section, and I need to configure each individual drum piece to go to each individual track, and this is how it's done by the bottom down here. Now you want to drag Session Drummer's main MIDI track all the way up to the top. You can do this by left-clicking and dragging. You can notice the icon looks a little bit different. You want to name this Drums. This track is where all your MIDI data is going to go on, and it will trigger the rest of the kit pieces. As I want to do the same for the rest of the kit, just basically name them all individually. Now it's time to delete the tracks we're not going to be using. This can be done by left-clicking, dragging down. Expand any track and then choose Delete Tracks. Now we want to do the same thing. Left click and drag down, and we're going to make a track folder. We want to put only the tracks that we're going to put in that folder. You expand another track, move to Folder, and New Track Folder. We're going to name this folder Drums. We want to keep the main Session Drummer MIDI track out of the folder. This helps with space when there's something in the multi-dock and you're kind of limited. Now it's time to make some track icons. You can double click or right click and choose Load Icon from the multi-dock. Choose Drums and the main Session Drummer. Let's put the whole kit on. This gives us an idea that this is, the MIDI track for all the pieces. Now we're going to do the same with the rest of the kit, as far as kick, snare, hi-hat, and so on. When you're finished with your icons, now it's time to do a save cross-reference. Just click on your drums and look down the multi-dock below and make sure they're coming out on the right channels. The last thing you want to do is make a track template. That's not going to be right. You put all this work into it. You want it to come out right, So let's save this as a track template. Expand any track, right-click, Save as Track Template. We're going to name this Session Drummer Custom Template. Click Save, and then you're all set. This can be recalled in any project. Any project you're doing, all you need to do is right-click on an open area, insert template, and choose your custom template, as you can see right there. So let's move on now. Now we want to right-click in an empty space and choose Insert Audio Track. You can expand this if you want. Let's name it. We're going to name this Guitar Left. Now, similar as we did in Session Drummer, let's right-click on the guitar track, up one level, choose Guitars, Electric, and let's get down and pick a funky electric. I like to choose one of the electrics that's got a bend to it to the side. This lets me know that it's a pan guitar. Just simple little things like this will cue your mind into letting you know certain things, which works out great, you know. Next thing I want to do is I want to drag a plug-in. This guitar, I'm going to be using Guitar Rig 5, so let's drag that in, set it up just how we like it. This will also be included in a track template or a project template. When you recall this at a later point, all these settings will come up exactly like you like them. So now that we've got that set up exactly how we like it, let's make a track template. This is going to be the same thing as the session drummer template. Anytime we want to recall it in any project, we just right click and choose Insert Track Template, and it'll be right there. We're going to call this Guitar Panned Custom Template. We choose Save, and now we need to add another one, only we're going to choose a guitar panned right. So why not just use the template that we just made, right? Easy enough. Let's just right click in the open area and choose Insert from Track Template, and let's choose our Guitar Panned Custom Template. Okay, when that's finally loaded, we can open it up and, you know, we can customize it again. We can make a few changes. For instance, the pan. I want this panned right, and I'm obviously want to rename this. I want to rename this to be Guitar Right. So let's change that. Great. Now we're done. Now there's a few more things we can do here. We can either choose to insert another template, or we can choose clone track. Sometimes that's just as easy too. So let's just clone the track. After the track is cloned, we can open it up and we can change this one too. I want to change this to either guitar lead, or I can call it guitar center. Doesn't really matter. And I might want to change this icon. For instance, I might want to get, you know, a guitar that's centered in the middle. So now I know this is the center guitar. You see where I'm going with this? We also have other options. We don't need to create templates. Cakewalk comes packed with templates. You right click, insert from audio, track template, track templates, bass, rock rhythm. This is all set up. It's got a plug-in in it and everything. There's some really great track templates that come stock with Cakewalk Sonar X2, and I strongly advise you check some of them out. Anyway, we're going to move on now, and let's insert the vocals. So we're going to go with vocals. We're going to do the same thing. You can even load the track icon from there if you want. Let's go up one level. Let's go up 2 levels, and then we're going to go to vocals. Let's add in the microphone icon. Now we know exactly what's going on with that track. We might want to drag in a plugin for that too. Let's try the vocal strip. We drag that in. When that opens up, we select a preset like lead vocal rock edge, and this is basically ready to go. Now we can also save this as a template as well. So we also have this vocals template at our fingertips whenever we need it in any project. It can be recalled and inserted. Now we basically have our creative songwriting template all set up. We have drums, bass, 3 guitars, and vocals. This will give us a great idea on what we want to do. We want to go to File, Save As. Choose Template from Save Type and go to the directory where your project templates are located. This is important because if you don't, it won't show up in the menu when Sonar starts. Project templates are typically stored in C, Cakewalk Content, Sonar X2, project templates. So now, anytime we open up Sonar, we want to start a new project, we simply choose the template, Creative Songwriting. And this will recall all tracks and settings that you made in your project template. Now when your project opens, you can just go right to work. No need to worry about setting up this or setting up that. Everything's exactly the way you like it. Here's a list of parameters that are saved in template files. I'd like to thank you for watching. This is Charlie Roy, this is Sonar X2, and we'll see you next time.